Good Thursday evening. I'm Julia Gorman in for Juliet Dragas tonight. Today marks 2 years since a man opened fire at Michigan State University, killing 3 students, Alexandria Verner, Ariel Anderson, and Brian Frazier, also injuring 5 other students. The university canceled classes today, but did keep most buildings open. 13 on your side's Kara Patterson is live on campus in East Lansing tonight. Kara, you've been talking with folks there on campus. What are they telling you? No verdict still as deliberations continued into a third day today in the trial of Christopher Schur. They started early afternoon Monday, and once again jurors were sent home today after they announced they were deadlocked yesterday and unable to reach a decision. This weather likely has kids hoping for a snow day tomorrow. I remember those days. It was always so nerve-wracking. Yeah. But with all the snow that we've already seen, it may have some schools thinking twice about whether to call off tomorrow. I'll have you walk us through, what is typical. We have this large weather event, lots of people in need of hiring some kind of service.
I'm sure that is, especially for a young child, an incredibly difficult situation. What, in your experience, is that like to be going through that process for kids?
Just all of these different abilities that I think Chewy's fallen asleep there for a second. Don't worry, Chewy, we're going to get to you, I promise. You guys train the dogs here in Michigan, but these are going all over the country to people in need.
Yes.
We start tonight at 6 o'clock with a live look out at Grand Haven. Obviously, lots of snow there as our 13 weather impact alert does finally come to an end. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Julia Gorman in for Juliet Dragas. Your drive home, likely if you're already home, was probably better than the last few days. If you're still heading home, hopefully it will be smoother. We'll send things over now to meteorologist Blake Hansen in the Weather Center. Blake, smoother, but some of us are still seeing snow along the lakeshore.
Yes.
All right, Blake, thank you. Over the last few days, snow has covered Muskegon County, causing problems for a local animal shelter. At Pound Buddies, shelter vehicles weren't able to get out of the parking lot. 13 on your side's Micah Cho explains how you can help staff and those animals. Some good news for drivers. With temperatures rising, road conditions are thankfully improving. The Ottawa County Road Commission has started using salts again on roads now that temps are above 15 degrees. Although roads are improving, you still need to remember to keep your distance from plows. The commission says it doesn't have even one spare plow available. All trucks are out working to clear the roads. A man was rescued last night after he went out on a snowmobile on Upper Silver Lake in Oceana County. The crash left him in the snow for hours. 13 on your side's Kelly Lichter talked with the sheriff and tells us how to stay safe while enjoying the winter weather. The Grand Rapids Public Museum believes below freezing temperatures caused a pipe to burst this morning, causing some damage to parts of exhibits. The museum says it was able to quickly stop the large amount of water that flowed into part of the Galleria. We're told parts of the Streets of Old Grand Rapids exhibit, including the grocery store and streetcar, were impacted. A small number of artifacts did have some water damage, but none beyond repair. The museum is now working to fix the items that saw damage.
And for most objects, sometimes we think of, old antiques, museum artifacts as being inherently fragile, but some of these are, buckets and crates and things like that. And, once they get a chance to dry out, they'll be just fine.
The museum does tell us there are some items that will require more conservation, including paper and clothing items, but workers are trying to salvage as much as possible. Developing tonight, an investigation is underway after a man was found dead after a house fire. The Montague Fire Chief says that fire started just before 6 this morning. It happened at a house near Hancock and Whitbeck Roads in Montague. When firefighters got there, that house was fully involved. It took 5 departments to get that fire out. We've learned the victim was a man in his mid-60s. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. If you've been stuck on the highway this week due to a crash, I know many of us have, you may have noticed some drivers using the authorized turn lane to get out of traffic. Y-State Police are warning against doing this and the dangers it poses for drivers and first responders. And Blake's headed back out to the weather deck. He's putting his jacket on now for another look at our forecast. That's coming up. The woman I spoke with says she's been dealing with smelly water for months at the park. The park says this is a very recent issue that's being handled and is not impacting drinking or bathroom water at all.
It's a fresh bouquet of dookie.
Darcy Brown has been living at the Cedar Springs RV Resort since May.
I'm homeless, so this is my home.
She splits her year between her camper and her car. She says the water that comes from the park hookup to her trailer and nearby pond has smelled bad for months. She installed this filter to her water hookup, but currently uses bottled water for everything because she says the smell is so foul.
She called 13 on Your Side after she saw kids swimming in the pond.
Basically because yesterday or the day before, my neighbor had her grandkids in that water and they were swimming in there and nobody told her. Nobody told her. A lady came up to her and said, "Get your grandkids out of there and go wash them up in the bathhouse." She goes, "Because a septic tank leaked or something is in there."
Brown says she noticed this caution tape and sign on Sunday. It reads, quote, "Beach closed due to bacteria/septic issue until treated. Sorry for the inconvenience."
My biggest concern is you have a lot of elderly here. You have a lot of family with kids here. Nobody's being told what to do with their water or not to drink it, or if it's safe to drink, or if it is safe to use. And I cannot imagine if your water smells like that it is safe.
She talked with someone at the park Monday morning.
And she said, "I would not use that water until after 10 o'clock tonight." She said they're gonna come and fix it, that it's some backup between the stop sign and the building up there. Nobody has come and said anything, nothing. And I'm frankly quite furious about it.
Now, there was no one inside when I went to the office at the park earlier tonight. I called the numbers posted out front and spoke with a maintenance guy for the park. He says there was a septic issue over the last couple of days, and the pond was closed mainly out of precaution. He tells me that a state inspector came today and said the issue is being handled correctly. That maintenance guy told me there is no impact to the water hookup or bathroom water sources, and that water will be tested tomorrow. Kathy Montalvo has fought and beat cancer 3 times. The treatment from her most recent bout, though, now requires her to get liquid food and water through a port into her body. With no telling how much longer she has to live, a Jelly Roll concert was on what she calls her to-do list. But what happened at that concert has given her a new outlook on life.
It's a moment every dedicated fan dreams of. Your favorite artist notices you in the crowd of thousands of concert goers and makes you feel like the only one in the room.
Let's get her a chair somewhere.
That's what happened to Muskegon mom and grandmother Kathy Montalvo at the end of last month at the Jelly Roll concert in Midland.
He was singing, and all of a sudden, he double took me.
Her road to that moment, however, was much more difficult than most.
I beat cancer 3 times. The last time, instead of chemo for my hair, I went through nuclear medicine. The side effects of nuclear is it's eating my soft tissue and organs.
Due to the damage treatment did to her body after her 3rd fight with cancer,
Melted my esophagus.
Kathy can't eat or drink. She gets everything she needs from these bags connected to her body through a port for 17 hours a day. She uses this lollipop-looking sponge to wet her mouth. She's constantly terrified of choking, and in December of last year, she was given just 3 months to live.
I have been working my butt off to make it to his concert. I was really depressed, crying a lot.
Instead of a bucket list, though, Kathy has what she calls a to-do list. That's where Jelly Roll comes in.
I had my IV pole like this because it broke through the mob, and one bag got popped. So I only had one bag, and I was hugging it, and I'm short. And all of a sudden, he went like this, and I knew he had seen me. Right there, I got the biggest relief ever. I knew he was coming to save me, because I thought I was going to drop. I didn't think I was going to make it.
This young lady is out here with a full-blown IV.
Jelly Roll stops the concert, gets his crew to pull Kathy over the barricade
You're a cancer survivor.
and into a chair with some water. I rewatched the moment with her.
I was so tired. My legs were shaking. No matter what I have time left to do for the rest of it, I got that. I got Jelly Roll, and he noticed me. I'm not invisible.
Kathy says those few minutes gave her strength she didn't think she'd ever find again.
It pumped me up. He took a big breath of air and blew it behind my sail. It was worth, the concert was worth every bit of it.
I mean, if that doesn't touch your heart, I don't know what will. I did reach out to Jelly Roll's team about Kathy. She really wants him to write down the lyric from his song, I'm Not Okay, where he sings, quote, "It's all gonna be all right," so she can get that tattooed on her arm as a reminder to keep fighting. If I hear anything, I'll be sure to share.
a Southwest Michigan family whose tickets for this Sunday's Vikings-Bears game were taken out of their Ticketmaster account. 13 on your side's Julia Gorman is here now to show us what she was able to do. Julia.
Julia, this family worked to get their tickets back for weeks before reaching out to the help team. With just days to spare before the game, they finally got those tickets back today.
I have happy tears in my eyes right now.
Before there was that moment, there was this one.
Please, please help me.
Wednesday night, I introduced you to Tara Howell. Her family lives and breathes football, so for her and her son's birthdays this month, they got tickets through Ticketmaster to this weekend's Bears-Vikings game in Chicago.
This has been something I've been looking for my whole life.
They bought the 3 tickets for almost $2,000 back in August. Come October, though, she says they were transferred out of her account and claimed by someone she doesn't know.
2 days later, I could see them for sale on the NFL site.
Tara called Ticketmaster over and over for weeks. She spent hours on the phone. Not hopeful she'd get her tickets back, she sent 13 on your side a message.
My intention was just to have the microscope put on Ticketmaster and potentially, help lots of people.
I called and emailed Ticketmaster myself Tuesday and Wednesday. No tickets, though.
I was completely shocked.
Come Thursday morning, I got an email back. A few hours later, Tara had 3 tickets once again.
You are 100% why this happened. 100% why this happened. Yeah.
I'm just so happy for you guys.
Thank you isn't enough. I can't tell you all the words to, thank you for helping with this matter.
Over the moon about what happened, she's nervous about buying tickets in the future and even about just the next couple days.
Until we scan in and get in that stadium, I feel like I'm going to be on pins and needles.
She's trying to focus on the positive, though, because come Sunday, Tara will no longer be able to say she's never been to an NFL game.
I am going to lose my mind.
Ticketmaster did send me a statement in response to this situation saying in part, quote, overall, our digital ticketing innovations have greatly reduced fraud compared to the days of paper tickets and duplicated PDFs. Having that digital history is also how we are able to investigate the situation and restore fans' tickets in nearly every case, with most getting confirmation that their tickets were recovered within 48 hours. The top way fans can protect themselves is setting a strong and unique password that isn't used elsewhere for all accounts, especially for their personal email, which is where we often see security issues originate. End of statement.